lunchtime book club. Grab a chair now and fill your cup. It's the lunchtime book club with Mark. Shite. Oh, hello, and welcome to the Lunchtime Book Club with Mark. I've just been looking through my book collection, and today I'm going to be reading the new book, Harry Potter and the Pot to Piss In, Part 1. Come and join me. Harry lay on his bed watching the clock. It was nearly 11 at night. Where is that loser? Harry muttered to himself. Anybody seen Ron? He shouts in the dormitory. I haven't seen him for ages, replies Neville Longbottom. Come to think of it, Harry hadn't seen Ron either since the end of potions class, where he saw Hermione passing him something, probably some pathetic love note. Harry didn't actually want Ron. He just wanted to know where he was so he could rule out that loser messing up what he had planned for this evening. Sod it! I'm off, declared Harry, jumping to his feet. He reached under his bed and pulled out his rucksack, in which he had stashed a small bottle of vodka and a small packet of crystal meth he had cooked following a recipe in Snape's notebook that he had acquired a couple of days earlier. You off shagging again? Shouts Neville Longbottom. Huh, the boggart shit in the wardrobe, Harry smugly replied. Arrogant little shit. He poked his head out of the room to make sure the coast was clear, and slowly edged his way down the corridor, knowing that if Professor McGonagall caught him again, she would go apeshit. Malfoy had grassed him up last time, and Harry was still biding his time to teach that annoying little twat a lesson. Excellent, whispered Harry to himself. He had made it to the girls' dormitory undetected and crept inside, shutting the door slowly behind him. Who's for a taste of Potter's butterballs tonight then, witches? Harry confidently shouted. Ginny was straight to her feet, but Harry had already been there and got the t-shirt and had somebody else in mind for tonight. Come on! Who wants the Wonder Boy's wand? Harry yelled. Hermione giggled. You'll get sent to Azkaban if you get caught here again, Harry. You should have just FaceTimed me to meet up. You'll be getting your FaceTime all right, Hermione, just as soon as I'm ready to shoot this load, Harry confidently replied. You're getting a bit cocky, Harry, Hermione responds. I'll be getting a bit cocky all right, Harry laughs. Pack it in, Hermione shouts back. Oh, I'll be packing it in. Shut the fuck up, Hermione replied. Yeah, anyway, let's bail, Harry motions towards the door. And don't worry, Harry continued with a wink. You'll all be getting a go on the Potter's penetrator before the end of term. Come on, Hermione, get under here. Harry whisked out his invisibility cloak and threw it over them both. We'll need this to get past Snape's office. Harry's invisibility cloak had been a godsend the last few months, what with him having to sneak around so much. Crabbe and Goyle had been trying to get their thieving little mitts on it on several occasions. Harry couldn't think why. It was only just about big enough for him. It wouldn't even cover Crabbe's fucking fat face, he thought. Off Harry and Hermione crept down the long corridor, heading towards the clock tower, or the cock tower, as it had been now dubbed by all Harry's eager followers. It wasn't that far. Snape's office was just ahead, and that was about halfway. Harry hated Snape, and Snape hated Harry. Snape loved the fact that Harry had to stay at the Dursleys during term breaks. He told Harry he's not surprised they barely fed him, and he wouldn't give him a pot to piss in either. The last thing Harry wanted was to get caught by Snape tonight, but the more he thought about it, the more the deep urge to do something to piss him off grew inside him. I wonder if Snape's in his office, he whispered to Hermione. Let's see. This is not a good idea, Hermione whispers with a worried look on her face. "Who cares?" replies Harry, pulling the cloak away from Hermione and sticking his head round Snape's door. "He's not here. Come on, quick, Marnie." Harry looked round Snape's office for something to either nick or smash, but then he spotted a cauldron bubbling away in the corner, filled with some sort of swirling yellow concoction. With the absence of any other ideas of funny things to do, Harry grabbed a chair, jumped on it, and pissed into Snape's yellow concoction. "Ha ha! Here you go, Snape! I've got a pot to piss in now, you greasy-haired gimp!" "Come on, let's get out of here," Harry giggles, zipping up his trousers in front of a disgusted-looking Hermione. They finally reached the tower, and Harry rammed the bottle of vodka into Hermione's hand. "Let's get smashed, and then I'll fuck your brains out," Harry said, with a wild smile on his face. "What about Ron?" whispered Hermione. "What about him?" said Harry. "Well, if he finds out, well, he's bigger than you," she replied. "Bigger than me? We'll see about that." Harry pulled out his wand and pointed it at himself. "Expecto Boner!" he shouts. "Well, it's a fair old size," smiles Hermione, her eyes widening. "Yeah, ordered myself one of those penis pumps out the back of the Daily Prophet," Harry said. But as Harry was talking, he noticed red hairs appearing on Hermione's head. It was a little off-putting, to say the least, but then he heard the door burst open behind him. "Harry! Harry Potter!" "Hagrid." "What are you up to?" "What am I up to? Well, I'd be up to my balls now if it wasn't for you interrupting me, Hagrid." "But with Ron Weasley?" gasped Hagrid. Harry turned back round, looking puzzled towards what up until a few seconds ago was Hermione Granger. There in front of him was Ron Weasley waving an empty vial labelled Polyjuice Potion. "Come here, you bastard," snarls Ron. "Thought you could move in on my bitch, did you? You'll pay for this, Harry." Ron pulled out his wand and pointed it at Harry's boner. "Ridiculous!" he yelled. Harry screeched and flew backwards across the room, then looked down to the empty space where his boner used to be. "You complete asshole, Ron!" Harry shouts, but Ron was now laughing uncontrollably. "Run back to your room!" shouts Hagrid. "Harry, don't worry, I'll take you to see Madame Pomfrey. She'll give you some of that medicine she gave you before for your arm, remember? It grows boners back." "Bit painful, but beggars can't be choosers, eh? Come on." Morning came around way too fast for Harry after last night's event. Everyone else was dressed and heading down for breakfast. Harry quickly put on his clothes and followed them down to the Great Hall, but as soon as he walked in, he immediately suspected some bullshit was going down. Professor McGonagall, Snape and Filch were all standing at the head table, waiting for all the students to come in. Harry still hadn't quite got used to Dumbledore not being stood there since he was arrested by the Savile police. But at least he didn't have to deal with that old fool giving him the guilt trip every time he got pulled into his office. So, every cloud, Harry thought to himself. "I'm starving," Harry mumbles to himself.
"Silence!"
shouts Snape.
"As you are all aware, students are forbidden from leaving their dormitories at night. However, it appears one or two of you are failing to get the message."
Snape waved his wand. With a crack sound, a small vial of yellow swirling potion appeared in front of all the students.
"I took the trouble of brewing this GPS potion last night in my office. You will all be traceable 24 hours a day from now on. You will drink it now or be suspended from Hogwarts with immediate effect."
Ron immediately gagged at the very idea, while a smile on Harry's face just kept growing. Not just for the enjoyment of watching Ron drink it, but the anticipation of breaking the news to Malfoy, Crabbe and Goyle that they too had just drank his peace. To be continued.